What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. Now guys, in this video I'll be solving the following questions. Now our questions go like: develop a Java GUI application that will produce an investment report based on various criteria such as investment amount, investment type and term. Now they said, now on the on the form create two text fields, one to capture the customer name and another to capture the amount to invest. Also create a combo box for the user to select the investment type, which will be which will be moderate or aggressive. Finally, add three radio buttons for the user to select the term, which is 5 years, 10 years or 15 years. They are also required to create a menu system which will allow the user to exit the application under the file menu and calculate and clear under the tools menu. Now they say the layout of the blah, blah, blah. Okay guys, I'm not gonna go through this, but then what we can see here, they gave us an example on how our GUI should look like. And again, I think they gave us the example. There we go. They gave us an example of our report. So again, now here they say the application must calculate the compound interest for the amount and at the required investment type. Okay, now guys, I'm not gonna go through these questions, but then now if you feel like you want to, feel free to pause this video and read all the questions so that you can understand what they want from us. Okay, now without wasting any time, let's go to our NetBeans. Now let's create a new Java application. Now I'm gonna call my application investment application. Then I'll click finish. Now guys, since we are working with GUI, I'll create a subclass that will extend my JFrame. So while we are waiting for our application to load, and it's done. So you know that guys, before we start any coding, so let's start by cleaning our class, removing all the comments. And again, what I'll do, I'll just zoom in a bit. That's too much. I think that's better. There we go. Now what I'm going to do guys, I'm going to create a subclass. I'm going to call my class frame class. Then I'm going to say, give it a reference. I'm going to say my f class. It's going to be an object for a class, and then I'll say it's going to be a frame class like that. So wait, there should be brackets. There we go. Then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to create this class. Now in my projects, if you can check, I have two classes. So now this is my subclass. So as I said guys, we start by cleaning the application, sorry, the class. We zoom in. Then I said this one, it should extend my JFrame. Then let's add imports to JFrame. And again, let's go back to our main class so that we can have these features over here. First thing first, I want to set my class to visibility, my frame to visible, and I'll pass in a true. And again, I want to set the size of my frame. Now for its width, I'll just say it's gonna be 450, and for height I'm just gonna leave it as 500. And then again, what I wanna do, I wanna set default close operations. So I'm gonna say this dot, I wanna set the default close operations. These close operations, they come from JFrame, which are gonna be my exit on close, just like that. Now that's it for this class. Now let's go to our subclass. In our subclass guys, we need a constructor. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create a constructor. Then our constructor is always be public and the name of a class. So I'm gonna copy these and paste it. Lazy to type. Now we have a constructor. Now that guys, we do have a frame. So first thing first, now I wanna set the layout. So I wanna say this dot, I wanna set the layout. For now, I don't want a default layout, I'll just say null. And again, I wanna set the title. I wanna say now this dot set the title. So I want to pass in a string value. Now my title, guys, according to what they give us, it's called investment calculator. So here I want to say it's investment calculator. There we go. Now guys, let's start designing our GUI. So now what I'm gonna do here, I wanna declare labels. So guys, I'm not gonna use that method we used to, where we just say private JLabel and we give you the reference. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play around with arrays and array list. So but then you'll see what I'm going to do now. So since we have labels, guys, what I'm gonna do is now I'm gonna have a string array that will hold names for labels or titles for labels. So I wanna be declared as a private, like that. Yep, because I don't want to use these in any outside class. So this one I want to give it a name. I'm saying labels names. Let me just say label names. That should be in capital letters. There we go. Now this one is going to be an array. Now let me just populate my array with my label names. So the first label name is going to be customer name, like that. Gonna be customer name. So I have that. Then let me go to the next line, give a comma there. Then now, sorry, the second value now is gonna be enter amount, enter amount, just like that. Then I want to have my that value. Now let's add the that value. Now the that value is gonna be select type, select type, just like that. Then now let's go to our fourth value. It's a string, and then select type is gonna be select term, select term. There we go. Now that I'm done with my array, now let me just go ahead and declare two dimensions, array list where I can store my labels. So I'm gonna say this one gonna be my array list to store labels. There we go. So I'm gonna have a private array list. Then now in this array list, guys, I just want to store only J labels, not a string but a J labels. So let's add imports to our J label, add imports to our array list, like that. Then we give it a name when I call them my labels. Then I'm gonna initialize that to array list. Then I'm gonna store labels. We need brackets and a semicolon. Now that we are done with labels, guys, let's go ahead and add these labels in our screen. So here on I have a for loop to add and position labels, just like that. So now what I want to have here, when I have a for loop, I'm going to say for. Now this for loop is going to have the controller, which is going to be in I, like that, and then it's going to be initialized to 0. Now while our I is a less than, now these arrays going to determine the length of or the number of our labels we want. So we're going to do dot length, and we want to increment our I by 1 plus plus, just like that. Now guys, remember these array list for now it's empty, but let's go ahead and add labels into this array list. So when I say these, okay, let me just leave a comment and say adding labels to array list. Okay, now I say these array list dot I wanna add that. So I wanna add labels. So what I wanna do is I wanna initialize those labels. I wanna say new, it's a J label, like that. Then let's add a semicolon over here. And now guys, these J labels I want to add in this array list, I want to give them a name. So we already have their names here in an array, so I'm gonna copy that, and I'll say I'm gonna give them the names according to what we have. Now I'm gonna look through all the indexes of this array by I, so that each and every time when I assign a label, or each and every time when I add a label into this array list, I want to give it a name. Remember, our I, it increments, so the first label we are adding into this array list is going to have the first name from this array. Now the second label we are adding into this array list is going to have the second value of this array, this one. So the first label we are adding into that array list is going to have this name. The second label we are adding into that array list is going to have this name up until the last one. So now with that one, we can go ahead and add these labels on screen. So when I say now these dot add, now we're going to add these labels to our frame. Let me remove that. There we go. Then let me just leave a comment and say adding labels to frame, just like that. So now guys, since we are done adding labels into our array list, so now then we can use our array list since we have labels inside. So remember guys, an array list, it doesn't allow us to specify the index. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this into an array so that we can be able to have the indexes. So now again, I want to add everything that it's in this array list by what? By using an I. So from the first value to the last value, what we want to do is we want to add those values into our frame. And again guys, this thing we have to cast it into a component. So I want to take these and cast it into a component. I can say component like that, and then we add imports for a component just like that. Or what we can simply do is we can just simply cast it into a JLabel, just like that. A JLabel is still a component. And now again guys, now I want to position and size my JFrames, sorry, my JLabels. So here I want to be positioning and sizing my JLabels. So what I want to do is, guys, I already have these statement over here, which is going to take every label from this array list and cast it into a label. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to retype this, but guys, but I'm going to copy it, because it's what I was going to do here already. So I'm going to copy it, and now I want to take this and set the bounds like that. Now guys, by looking at our example, so now we can say now our labels, now they are what they are positioned, maybe say for again on the x-axis they left only 5 units. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just leave 5 units from here. There we go. And for a size, I'll say now I wanna give them a size of 120, then its height I'm gonna give it 40. Now for I, now guys, remember, if we use a constant value like this, now meaning all the labels they wanna sit on top of each other. So but then remember, we have an I, and I, it increments from 0 to the last index. So what we wanna do is, when I say I, we wanna leave a space of 50 between the labels. So if we can run this application, we should be able to see our labels. It's running. Come on, there we go. Now this is our design. Now I can say these 50 here, we are just leaving these 50 units between the labels. And again guys, remember, somewhere over here we have a J menu bar. So for us to be able to display this J menu bar without the menu, without putting the J menu bar in on top of this J label, so what we're gonna do is, from what we have here, I can just simply leave the spaces of 70, and then I'm gonna put this in brackets for bottom slope. And again, for each and every value we are going to get here, I wanna add it by 50. So again, if we can run this application, we should be able to leave a space for a menu bar. There we go. So now we have a space for a menu bar over here, meaning where we can display a menu bar over here. Now that we are done with our labels guys, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go up here again, Now this time I want to declare my menu bar. So here I'll be leave a comment, say declaring the menu bar, just like that. So I'm gonna leave it as private. So this one I will say it's a J menu bar. I'm gonna say it's a main. Sorry, it's gonna be main. Let me say main menu bar so that it can make sense. Now I'm gonna initialize this to a J menu bar. We don't have to pass any value because it's just a menu bar. So let's add imports to our menu bar. And again guys, remember in our menu bar we have to add our J menus. So again, what I'm gonna have here I'm gonna have a array to hold J menu titles or names. So when I say this one gonna be private, again I'm gonna leave be a string, then it's gonna be a J, or let me say J menu names. Gonna be there. This should be an array. Then I'm gonna have their values. So for now guys, we only have 2 J menus. So it's gonna be file and tools. Gonna be file, and the last one is tools. Now if you can check our question paper, it says we have a menu bar, then inside the menu bar we have J menus, is file and tools. So we're gonna do that over here. Again guys, I'm gonna have an array list to hold these J menus. So I'm gonna have it as a private, sorry, private, like that. Now this one gonna be an array list, and this array list is only gonna hold my J menus. Then I'm gonna call it J menu. Let me say with my, okay, I don't know which or with, okay, let me say my menus. There we go. Then I'm gonna say this one gonna be initialized to array list. It's array list, not array list. So meaning I should change this Y to D, as well as this one. It's gonna be Y to D. And again guys, what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna say this one is gonna be closed by that. Add imports. There we go. Now again guys, let's just go ahead. Since we have the array of this one, now we're gonna need a new for loop. So now from here, what I'll do is, let me just zoom out a bit. I hope everyone can see now, but I think it's visible enough. So what I'll do here, I'll say for loop to add J menus to a menu bar. Then I'll say again it's gonna be a for loop. Then I have each controller is gonna be in I, and then it's gonna be initialized to a 0. And again I'll say while my I is less than the length of this array. Then this array, remember, it contains the names of our J menus. So what I want to do is I'm gonna increment my I, it's gonna be I plus plus. Now guys, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take my array list of my J menus, copy that. Then now inside the loop, I'm gonna say now I'm gonna adding J menus to array list, and I'm gonna say this array list dot I wanna add. Now I wanna add what? I wanna add a J menu. Now again guys, remember these J menus, they need a title or a name. So these names I'm gonna get them from my array, and again I'm gonna look through the array using the value of I. So as same as these J menus, each and every time when we add a J menu, we're gonna give it a name or a title from this array over here. And again what I want to do is this time guys, I don't want to add these J menus in my window or in my frame, but I'm gonna add them in my menu bar. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna adding J menu in a menu bar. So I'm gonna take my menu bar, which is this one. There we go. It's called my menu bar. I'm gonna say menu bar dot I wanna add a semicolon there. Now guys, since we are adding these J menus in our array list, so then now we can use our array list. And again, remember, our array list, we can't specify an index, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna change this into an array so that we can be able to play around with the indexes. Now I have the indexes. I'm gonna look through these array lists, and then I want to get all the values that are in the array list using the I, since it increments from the first value to the last value. And again guys, now this thing I have to cast it into a J menu or a component, but then I'll just gonna be specific and say I wanna cast this into a J menu. Now guys, with this one we don't have to set the size of and the position, because the J menu bar is having a default layout. So if we can just run this application, we should be able to see our menu bar. No, I left something out. Now guys, yes, we do have a menu bar, and we are adding values in a menu bar, but our only problem is we didn't add the menu bar in a window. So for us to be able to do that guys, let's just go inside here. What I'm gonna do after everything, I'll just say I'm gonna be adding a menu bar in frame. Then I'm gonna say this dot I wanna add. I'm gonna add a J menu. Now this is just my menu bar. This is my menu bar. I wanna add this menu bar to a frame. And again guys, what I wanna do is I wanna set the size and the position of my menu bar. What I'm gonna do is here I wanna be positioning and sizing a menu bar. So I will say this menu bar dot I wanna set bounds. So for bounds, I want to give it the value of 0 for x, 0 for y, and then for width I want to give it the total width of our frame, which is going to be 450, and for a height I want to leave it as 50, or let me just give it a value of 40. Now we should be able to see our menu bar with our J menus. There we go. Now I have a menu bar with J menus. I have a menu file and the menu tools. Now let's go ahead and add our J menu items inside our J menus. Now again, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and declare another variable, another array. So I'm gonna say this is gonna be an array. See, I'll say declaring a array to hold menu item names. That I'll leave it as private. Now this one gonna hold string values, so I'm gonna say it's gonna be J menu item names, like that. It's an array. Now I'm gonna populate this array with the values. So now the first one is gonna be, okay, now from our question they said we should add the menu system that will allow user to exit the application under the file menu. So now meaning under the file menu we should have this menu item exit, and inside the tools menu we should have a menu item calculate and clear. But then guys, what I want us to do is under this file menu we should add this menu item for exit and save. So let's take this further. Now under the file menu I'm gonna add save, and again I'm gonna add the value of exit. And again guys, now in a tool menu, we're gonna have this menu item for calculator, and again we're gonna have this value to clear to see calculators. That should be a clear. Now I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do guys. Again, I need a array list to hold these J menu items. Now guys, I'm ready to type. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna copy and paste. I'm gonna change this from J menu to J menu item. I'm gonna do this again this side. What we're doing left, we're also doing it right. So when I change this to my menus to my menu items, just like that. Now let's add imports for our menu items. We add imports. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy this again. Sorry, I'm gonna copy this array because we want its length. Now again, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have another for loop. Here I'll be saying now I'm adding the menu items, sorry, in menus. So I'm gonna say now another for loop. Now this one I'm gonna say it's int I initialized to 0. Now while our I is less than the length of our array. Now remember guys, this array, it holds the J menu names, the J menu items names, and again I wanna increment my I. Yep. Now I'm having an error here. I don't know why this for loop. Okay, now let me retype this statement in this case if I made a mistake. I have a for loop. It's a for loop when I have int I it's equal to 0. Now I say why my I is less than this array dot I want its length, and again I'll say my I gonna increment. Now we got rid of the error. And again guys, what I wanna do this time, again I wanna add values to my array list. I wanna add menu items into our array list. So what I'll do is I'll say now these, I'm gonna say adding menu items to array list. Basically here guys, we are doing the same thing over and over again. Now I'll say this one I wanna add. Now this time I wanna add J menu and items. There we go. And again a J menu item, it needs a name, and these names we already have them in our array. So I'll say this array, and I get all the indexes using our I. And again guys, what I wanna do now, I wanna add these J menus in these J menu items in our J menus. So, and we already have our J menus over here. Where are they? They should be these ones over here. So now what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna say now, okay, I can just take them straight from our menu bar. I'm gonna say this menu bar, I want the very first menu. Then in that J menu I wanna add the following. So let me just simply copy this J menu bar, and I'll say now this J menu bar dot, I want to get the menu. I wanna get the menu, and in this menu I wanna get the first menu, which is gonna be a file. So, and then in that menu I wanna add these J menu items like that. I wanna add these J menu items. Now remember, now these J menu items, sorry, this array list is already having our J menu items. So what I'm gonna do is I wanna copy it, then inside here I wanna have the brackets, then I'll have to cast these guys. Remember, I have to cast this into a J menu item, and again this J menu item is gonna come from this array list. And again remember, an array list doesn't allow us to specify the index, so I wanna change this into an array. Then I'll be able to use an I. Then what I need is a semicolon like that. But then now guys, if you can check, we are adding all the J menu items in one J menu. So, and guys, remember, in this file J menu, we only want 2 menu items. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna say, now I'm gonna have the condition and say, now let me just give a comment and say if statement to validate J menu items. So I wanna say now if my I is less than 2. So now I want the first 2 menu items added into our file menu. So again, I'm gonna do the same thing for our tools menu. So here I'll say, now we're saying no, I don't have to use the comment. I'll just go ahead and just say if this time my I is greater than 1, which is from 2 upwards. So what I'm gonna do is, again, I wanna take the very first, sorry, I wanna take this time, I wanna take the second, I wanna say 1 over here. I wanna take the second menu from our menu bar, which is gonna be tools, and again I wanna add this menu item. So I'm gonna copy this because it's what we want, exactly what we want. Copy this, nothing's going to change, and I'm going to paste it. So now let's run our application and see if maybe we have any error. There we go. So for files, we have save and exit. There we go. So this statement, we are only taking only 2 menu items and we add them into our file menu, because this is a first file, so it's a first menu in our menu bar, and this one is our second menu in our menu bar. So this one lies in index 0, this lies in index 1. So for index 0 we have these menu items, for index 1 we have these menu items. Now that we are done with those ones, now let's, before we add action listeners, let's just go to our text field. Again, in our text field, guys, we're going to do the same thing. So right here, after adding the labels, so let me just leave a comment and say array. No, so this time, guys, we don't need an array, but let me say here, I want to declaring the J, let me just say text fields. Now, right, guys, remember, for our text fields we don't need a name. So what I want to do is I want to have a variable, an integer, private. Now it's an integer, it's gonna be an int. So I'm gonna call this one a number of text field, like that. So for now, I'm gonna assign the value of 2, since we want only 2 text fields. And what I'm gonna do again, guys, I want an array list that will hold these text field. So this time we just want J text field, like that. And then I'm gonna give it a reference or a name called my text field. Now I'm gonna initialize this to that. I'm lazy to type. I'm gonna copy these array list from here. What you do on the left is what you do on the right, and then close this with brackets and a semicolon. Now we add imports to our text field. There we go. Now again, guys, this will determine the number of text fields we want. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna again open a new for loop. So I'll say for loop for adding text fields, just like that. So again, I'll say for again here, guys, when I do the same thing. So when I say for, we need a controller, loop controller, which is gonna be int I initialized to 0, while our I is less than this variable, the number of text field. So I'll say after that, what we do is we increment our I. So guys, let's go inside our for loop now. Let's add our text field inside our array list, this one. So what I want to do now, we're going to say now this array list dot, we want to add, this time what do you want to add? We want to add new text, j text field. just like that. Now guys, a text field, JText field. Okay, now let me just copy and paste to avoid errors. I'm not good in typing, guys. Like, I always make spelling errors, so I'm gonna copy that and paste it. Now we are good to go. Now in this array list, we wanna add text field, and we don't need a value because we just want a clear text field with no value inside. So now let's go ahead. We're gonna add this text field into our JFrame. So when I say adding, leave a comment. Let me say adding text fields in JFrame, or let me say in frame, and then I want to say this dot add. Now what I want to add is I want to add my text field, and remember guys, this array list is already having values inside which are text field, so I'm gonna use it. And again guys, this is a array list, it doesn't give us the indexes, so what I'll do, I'll change this to an array so that I can have the indexes, and I'm gonna loop through all the indexes and add the values. And again, we have to cast these into a component or a JText field. T should be in capital, it should be in capital letters. There we go. So now again guys, what do we wanna do? We wanna size and position the text field. Like that. There we go. Now I want to say, now guys, remember, this is what we want. We want all the text fields that are in this array list, and they want them casted into a JText field. So I'm gonna copy this statement because this is what I was going to do anyway. So I'm gonna say this dot, I wanna set the bounds like that. Now for X guys, I think the size of our labels is 120, so this one I'll put it at 150 for X. And for Y again, we wanna say this one, we wanna multiply it by 70 and add 50, but then we already have the value over here. Let's just copy it because we want them aligned right next to our labels. So I'm gonna paste it. We're only gonna move it 150 units towards a right. So now this for a size, I wanna give it a width of 180, and for height I wanna give it 30. Now let's run the application and see if we can be able to see our text field. There we go. Now I think that's a perfect size. And again guys, I feel like my window is too big, so now let me just decrease the width to 350 and see if it's gonna be the size I want. There we go. It's perfect. This is what I want. And again, I think I should change the size of my J menu bar, but then it doesn't give us any error, so I'll just leave it for now. But you can change it if you want, but then for now I'll just leave it like that. So again guys, what I love about this method of adding our components, it's because now let's say for example we just decide to add more text fields. Now instead of going back to declarations and declare a new text field and edit and size it and position it, what we can simply do now, we can just simply change this. Let's say we want only a 4 text field. We want to change this value to 4. Now if you can run this application and check, automatically you're gonna have 4 text fields. There we go. There are 1 2 3 4. So again, you can just simply take it back to 2. You don't have to change the code and delete everything and get errors. No, all you have to do is just to change this value over here, then it's gonna give you 2 text fields. Now then we are done. Alright guys, we're gonna do the same thing to our combo box. So since our combo box, it doesn't have a name but it's having value inside, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy this statement for text field. I'm lazy to type. Let me just take this back, and then I'm gonna paste it. So here I'll be declaring the combo box. So a number of combo box, I want number of combo boxes. Number of combo boxes. It's gonna be 1. not 2. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change this from text field to J combo box. J combo box. Then let's add import to our combo box. There we go. Now I'm gonna copy this, I'm gonna paste it over here. Then here I'll say it's my combo box, not text fields. My combo box. Again guys, we're gonna do the same thing for our combo box. So I already have the statement, the for loop for a text field. So I'm gonna copy it and paste it. Now all I wanna do is wanna change this a for loop, not log, for loop. I think I should change it even here. There we go. Now for loop for every combo box. Combo box. So now this one is gonna be a combo box. Let me just copy it from here. Everywhere I see text fields, I want to replace it with combo boxes. Number of combo boxes, just like that. Now here we have my text fields, and I'll replace this with my combo box. My combo box. Okay, now my J combo box, my combo box. Yep. So now this one is gonna be a combo box, not a text field. You can only add combo boxes into this array list. So again, I'm gonna do the same thing for this one. It's gonna be casted into a combo box. So again, it should change here to text field to my combo box. Then when I say to array, we set the bounds, and again here when I say we're gonna add these, and then I say from my text field to my combo box, just like that. But then now guys, the problem is that if we run this application, this combo box is gonna sit on top of my text field. So guys, to avoid this, I can just simply go up here, and now I want a new variable that will hold the last index of these components on the right hand side. So here I'll be saying leave a comment. Let me say variable to hold last index for components on the right hand side. Glad. So this one is gonna be a private variable. Let me leave it as an integer because I want the number. So I wanna say call it last index. I'm gonna assign a value of 0 for now. So I'm gonna copy it. So now where I add my text fields, I wanna get the last index of a text field. So it should be this one. There we go. Should be this one. Now I'll say now this last index is gonna be equals to whatever value I'm gonna get here, which is gonna be a last value. So after that, I'm gonna take, I have a bracket here. There we go. Now I'm gonna take this last index, since it's gonna return, or since it's gonna hold the last value. So it's gonna hold the value of the last index. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna say now for this one, I just want to display the last index, but I'm gonna add it to 50. So now we're gonna add the value of 50, so we can leave the space of 50 between the two components. So if we can run this application, it said it failed. I think it's because of something here. Let me just double check. I'm gonna add this to combo box, because this is a combo box, and then I'm gonna say this to array. I'm gonna say array. Okay, and maybe I should just put this into brackets again so that it can be a one value, like that, and then same applies to this one. And again, let me try to run this for last time, see if we have the error. So run application failed. Oh, come on. Okay, now I feel like the error is somewhere in here, so let me just copy everything and cut it, run. It says file running. There we go. So okay, Now let me just add my combo boxes one by one. Control V, and I want to copy that, cut, try to run it. It's running, it's executing. Then I want to say Control Z, and then I want to cut these. Oh, now our error, it says J text field, and we want only J combo box. So again, this should be casted into a combo box, and we already have the J combo box over here. So now I have to copy this and replace our text field into a combo box. So now if I run this application, we shouldn't have any error. Come on, there we go. Now we have the combo box, but then I want to leave a space here. Let me say size 70, not 50. So now if I can change this value last index plus 70, not 50. Now let's run the application. I should be able to get the position I want. This is 100% correct. Now I'm getting what I want. So again, guys, let's say for example we want to add 2 combo boxes. So what I will do now, I will say now, let's say for example I want to add 2 combo boxes. I will simply want to change this value to 2. Then I'll have 2 combo boxes. But again, if I do that, I'll have to update my last index in combo boxes. So I'll have to say combo box is equals to, sorry, last index, copy that, and gonna be last index is equals to last index plus 70. So if I run this application again, I should be able to see 2 combo boxes. There we go. That's 100% working. But then for now, guys, I just only want 1 combo box. So what I'll simply do is change this value to 2, from 2 to 1. Then I'll be able to see only 1 combo box. And at the same time, we're gonna leave this last index updated. It's 100% fine. Okay. Now let's continue, guys. The last thing that I want to do in combo boxes, I want to add the values. Now guys, I'm not going to waste time and declare an array that I can use to add values into a combo box, because we only have 2 values inside the combo box. So what I'll simply do is I'll just simply take these combo boxes. So I'll take this combo box, okay, let me do this because this is what I'm going to do. And I take this combo box at the value of I. Let me leave a comment and say here I'm adding values in a combo box. So when I say now, when I take all the combo boxes, obviously it's only 1 combo box at the value of I, and at the index I, and I wanna add the items. Now this item is gonna be string. Now the first one is say, or we should choose between aggressive and now come on, wait, there we go. It's moderate or aggressive. So here I'm gonna have moderate, and I'm gonna copy this again and change this to aggressive, and let me double check my spelling. It's gonna be moderate, double S, just like that. There you go. Now let's run our application for last time. Let's test it and see if we have the values. There we go. Now we do have the values in our combo box, guys. Now the last thing that I wanna do, I wanna add my radio buttons. So what I'm gonna do again, guys, since we have 3 radio buttons and they have names, at least they are 3, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have their array that will hold their names. So here I'll be saying array to hold radio button names. So let this be private, and it's gonna be a string since I wanna store string values. So I wanna call it radio button names. Now I wanna populate this array. Remember, it's gonna be an array, sorry, curly brackets. Now the first value is gonna be 5 years. The name of our first radio button is it's 5 years. 5 years. Now the second name is gonna be 10 years, and the last one it's 15 years, like that. And again guys, I wanna have a private array list that will hold these radio buttons. So it's going to be array list. Now this time I don't want to store any component, but a radio button is J radio button. Then I'm going to call it my radio buttons. Now to initialize this, I'm going to have these copied. What you do on the left, it's what you do on the right, it's what you should also do on the right hand side. Now I'm gonna close this one with brackets, add a semicolon. Now let's add imports to our radio buttons. Now guys, remember our radio buttons, they always need a button group. So I'm gonna here declare a button group. So I'm gonna say it's private. Now this one is going to not be a J component, but it's an abstract button. So I'm going to button group. I'm gonna call it my button group 1. Let me call it button group 1. Then I'm gonna have it initialized to new button group. Yep, now I don't have to pass any value because it's just a button group. So I'm gonna copy these. So I'm gonna add imports to this button group. So now guys, I have a length of our variable which will determine the number of radio buttons we want to add on a frame. So what I want to do is I want to add the last loop right here, right after this one. So here I'll be adding and positioning my radio buttons. So again, I'm gonna have a for loop. It's gonna be for. I'm gonna have the loop controller which is in I, while this I it's less than while this I it's less than the length of this array. So I wanna increment my I. There we go. So here I wanna add my radio buttons to array list, just like that. It's list. Then my array list, it's called my radio buttons, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, it's this one, my radio buttons. Let me just copy it and come here. And then this time I want to add in this array list. I can only store the J radio button. There you go. Now a radio button, it's having a name. Come on, it's radio. There you go. Now remember guys, our radio buttons, they have names. So I'll say these names, I want to get them from my array, and again I'm gonna loop each index of this array, and I get each index of this array. So guys, same applies to this one. So each and every time when you add a J button in this array list, is going to be given a name according to what we have in our array. The first index, its value is going to be assigned as a title to our first button that we are adding in our array list. Gonna do the same thing up until the last index, or the last radio button we want to add in our array list. So again guys, what I want to do is I want to adding radio buttons, adding radio buttons to JFrame. Let me say to frame, or say to frame, just like that. So now let's say, now these referring to my JFrame, I wanna add my radio buttons. So before we do anything, everything we're gonna put here, it should be casted into a J radio button. Now we wanna get everything that it's inside this array list. Since in this array list it can't give us an index, so we have to change it into an array. Then we can specify the index, but we want to get all the indexes that are in this array list. So this is radio pattern, I'm missing an O here. And then after that, guys, what we want to do again, we have to set the position and the size of this radio pattern. So here I'll be saying I'll be positioning and I'll be sizing radio buttons, just like that. So I'll be saying now, this obviously is what we want. We want all the radio patterns casted into a radio pattern or a component. Then so then I can say these, I wanna set them, I wanna set their bounds. So for bounds again, guys, I need to align them, let me say 150 units towards the right, and then this one I'm what now? No, this one are my J levels. They align as 0. Then I have, yep, it's 150. So I just wanted to confirm that it's gonna be 150. And for this one again, guys, we need to get the last index. So when I say last index, okay, now spelling out last index, let me just copy it. We need the same statement, guys. Gonna be last index, let me take it from here because we have to update them again. We need the last index updated. It's gonna be last index is equal to last index plus 70. And again, guys, for a sizing, for a width, I'll give it the size of 100. For height, again, I'll give it the size 40. And then, guys, if we run this application, I think we should be able to see our radio patterns if we don't have any error. There we go. Now I have my radio patterns is 15, 10, and is 5, 10, and 15. And again, guys, if you can check now, when I select all the radio patterns, they all get selected. So actually what was supposed to happen is, if I select any radio pattern, let's say for example one of them is selected automatically, when I set a different one, it should deselect automatically. So let's do that now. So guys, for us to be able to do that, we have to add all the radio patterns into our pattern group, and I believe our pattern group is called pattern group 1. So there we go. Yep. So when I take this pattern group 1, and when I add all the radio patterns inside, so here I was saying adding radio overtones into a button group. So I have a button group and I want to add all my radio patterns inside this button group. So what I want to do is I want to get all the buttons casted into a button group, and I want to loop through all the indexes. So what I want to do now, I'm just going to test my application. If I be able to get this right, I'll just click 5 years. When I click 10 years, 5 years should deselect, and this is what I get. And when I click 15 years, 10 years should deselect. There we go. So now I can just say my application is ready to get action listeners. Okay guys, now that we have our GUI completed, let's just add action listeners. So I'm just gonna go ahead, I'm gonna start with my radio patterns. Okay, let me just start with my radio patterns. So again, with radio patterns, I want the same statement, get all the radio patterns, copy that. Okay, now just to make everything look clean, I'm just gonna call a method. So here I'll be calling a method to get action performed. I hope my spelling is correct, guys. But then what I'll do is I'll call a method called a radio button listener, like that. Now let's just create this method. I'm calling over here, I'm gonna say create this method. Then this method, I'll say this method responds to radio button events, just like that. So now with this one, guys, again, what I'm gonna do is I want to have a for loop inside, because I simply want to loop through all the arrays of our radio buttons. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it from here. I'm just gonna copy this, copy, and I'm gonna paste it. And this one I don't need it because I don't have to add radio buttons inside our array list. So I'm just gonna remove that, and I'm gonna add a a closing bracket, closing curly bracket for our method over here. There we go. So again, I wanna say now with this one I wanna add action listener. So obviously I'll be adding action listener to radio buttons, just like that. So now I want to get all the radio buttons. So what I need is this statement. I don't want to add them into a button group like that. But what I want is I want to add action listener. I say this dot, I want to add, sorry, this dot add action listener, like that. There we go. So now inside this method I want to add a method for action listener. So I'm gonna say new action listener, like that, and I'm gonna have action listener imported. I'm gonna import, then I'm gonna implement all the after the method, which means I'm gonna be overriding a action performed method. So now I have the action performed method overridden. So meaning this method is going to respond to our button events. So now what I want to do is I just want to remove this. There we go. Now what I want to do is, guys, I want to set a variable. So I want to say declaring variables to hold data for report. So the first one is going to be private. It's going to be a string. Now this one I'm going to call it a investment period. Gonna be a string value. Then for now let me just work with this one. Let's go to our action perform method. There we go, for radio buttons. So now, guys, I want to just paste this over here so that I won't forget it. Now remember, we are working with radio buttons. So again, inside here I need another if statement. So what I'll do, I'll say if statement to check the exact clicked button. So I'll say if, scroll up a bit, if e dot, I want to get the source of event. I want to get the source, and that source of event is equals to one of the buttons I'm clicking. So what I'm going to do is I want to get all the buttons, listen to all the buttons, and again I'll need a loop to loop through all the buttons, like that, just like that. Then let me just go to the next line over here. There we go. So I'm gonna have, I think I'm gonna need another bracket over here. There we go. Then I want to get the source of event. Now if this source of event it comes from any of the buttons that we are going to click here, and again I want to check if this I is equals to 0, which means our first radio button is clicked. So what we want to do is, if our first button is clicked, now I want to take this value, the investment period. Yeah, I want to take this value for investment period. Oh, I don't need the if statement. What I can just simply do is I want to say this investment period is gonna be comes from the clicked button. It's gonna come from the value of this investment period. It's gonna come from a click button, and we just want to get the text of that button like that. Let me just scroll here. There we go. So guys, for example, if we click the first reload button, we're gonna get its text, which is gonna be 5 years. Now, meaning that text 5 years is gonna be assigned into this investment period. Let's say, for example, if we click our radio button that says 15 years, so meaning we're gonna get its text, which is gonna be 15 years. Now we're gonna get that text 15 years assigned into our investment period. And another thing, what we should do is, let's double check our question paper if they give us the method to calculate. So here we're simply going to get the name and the price. And again, what we want to do is, when we click this radio button, okay, now let's add the action listener to our combo box. So for now, I can say we are done with our radio buttons. So yeah, even though we didn't need this method, but then let me not complicate things and leave it like this. So now guys, let's go to our combo box. So to our combo box, I think is gonna be this one. Yep, our combo box. Again, we have to add the action listener. So here again, I'll be calling a method to get action performed, just like that. Then I'll say now combo box action listener. There we go. Now let's create this method. Create the method which is over here. Then I'll say, coming down at this method responds to combo box events. There we go. Now guys, we only have one combo box. So what I'll simply do in that one, again, I'll just take the combo box from its source, which is gonna be this one. I'm gonna copy the for loop and the statement over here. I'm gonna paste it. Lazy to type, guys. There we go. Now I don't have to add this over and over again, but in fact what I wanna do is I wanna get the value, let me say get the CB combo box. There we go. So now in this combo box, now what I want to do is I want to loop this combo box, and again after that I want to add dot, I want to add an action listener in my combo box. There we go. Now again, what I do, guys, inside this action add action listener, I want to have a new action listener method. So I'm gonna take it from here. I'm ready to type, and then I'll just gonna have it here. Then again here I'll have to implement the action performed method. There we go. So now in here, guys, we just want to get the selected index. We want to get the selected index from the combo box. So what I'll do is I'll say now combo box dot I, copy this, I'm gonna paste that, Okay, before I paste it, I'll say if. I want to check if the source e dot get source is equals to this combo box, and again I'll need its loop over here. I'm gonna copy this one I have here, in case if guys we don't have one combo box. If we have maybe two combo boxes, we just want to loop through all of them. So what I'll do, I'll say for all the combo boxes, when I get all the combo boxes, and then now when I add the action listener into them, but for now we have one which is defined. And again from these combo boxes, in the combo box I copy this dot v, and then in combo box I dot, I want to get the selected index again. So I want to check if these, if I'm gonna have brackets over here, and I'm gonna have a bracket over here, curly brackets for if statement body. There we go. Now here I wanna have how many? This one is for this one is for that. I need one more closing curly bracket. Come on. Okay, now I have a problem with my brackets. This one it closes, this one is an extra one. There we go. No, this one will close that one. Okay, cool. This one will close this one it will close that one, and then again this one it will close this one. Oh, this is the condition. If this selected index is equals to a 0, which meaning we selected the first value, what we're gonna do now, we wanna set, let's go over here and declare another variable which is gonna be hold our rate. So I want to say it's gonna be private. This one is gonna be an should we say double? Yeah, let's say double. Double. So when I say rate of investment, there we go. So now we're gonna say if we select the first index, scroll over here, where is it? We are on combo boxes. This is little patterns. This is for combo boxes. So if we are selected the first value that lies in index 0 in our combo box, we wanna set this value to, I think our first, they gave us the calculations over here. They said if it happens that we select aggressive or moderate, come on, I want the percentages. Create the combo box to select investment which moderate. Okay, so finally add should be somewhere here. There we go. Now they said if we select moderate, now the rate of investment is what? It's 10%. So, and if we can check from our application, our moderate lies in index 0, so meaning we're gonna have 10%. So we're gonna say you have the 10%, and again this number, let's just calculate it from here. We estimate it by 100. And else if we select something different, which obviously is gonna be something that lies in index number 1 or index number 3, but then for now we just have two indexes. We already know that if we don't select index 0, obviously we will go to index 2. So this time when I say this will be 15 divided by 100. There we go. And again, last thing that I want to do now, let me just double check. We already have the action listeners for this and that, and we want to add action listeners for our menu items. So let's go ahead and add those action listeners. Again, let's go to our for loop inside our constructor where we add our menu items. There we go. We have our menu item names, then we have menu items added like that. And again guys, after this process, again I want to calling a method to add action listener to menu items, just like that. So now when I say this method is going to be called menu items action listener. There we go. Now let's just create this method. Create. And again, guys, remember inside that method we're gonna need the following statements. So let me just copy them from let me see. Okay, let's just copy it from here. I'll remove some stuff when we get there. Okay, now this is our method, so I'll say this method responds okay, let me say respond. I made a mistake from the beginning. Okay, let me say responds to menu item events. There we go. Then now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna paste my loop over here that I'll use to loop through the indexes of my array list, so that I can be able to get all my my menu items. So what I want to do is I want to just leave this loop here, this statement. I don't need it, so I'm gonna remove it, as well as this one. Then I should be left with this one. Again, with this one I want to add these menu items, but then I want to get the following. There we go. I want to get all the menu items that are in this array list, and what I want to do to them, I want to add the action listeners. So I want to say this one dot, I want to add the action listener. There we go. Now let me just say adding action listener to menu items. Then with this one I'll just go to the next line. I'll say new, I want to add action listener, that, and all I have to do is to implement the abstract method, sorry, the action performed method. There we go. Then I want to remove the following statement, like that. There we go. And again, guys, I need a loop, so I already have it. I'm just gonna copy this, come here, I'm gonna paste it. Then as well, and I can check if the source of event, if e dot, I'm gonna get the source, and if this event, it comes from these buttons, copy this and paste it. There we go. If the source of event comes from one of the buttons, what I want to do is I want to check if that source of event comes from index 0, if I is equals to 0, which means that event will be coming from the first menu item, and the first menu item, it lies in files, which is let's check it, start our application and check it. It says running failed. Oh, come on, after this hard work, really? Okay, now let me check this method. I think it's getting called several times. Where is the method? What do we call the method? This one is action performed. There we go. So guys, if we call this method inside a for loop, meaning this method it will get called several times. So we just want to call this method right after we exit our loop. So let me just get this comment again here, take everything to the next line, and again I'm just gonna remove these from here. Say it's gonna be menu item action listener, just like that. So now let's try to run this again. It's running. It's running failed. Ah, come on. Okay, now go back to the method. This is what I hate now. Guys, I'm exhausted already. I'm so exhausted. Menu items is menu items, add action listeners, and we get the menu items with names. So it's really command to do that. We only have 4 now. If this, we get your action performed from action performed. Okay, now let me just simply debug by removing all of these. Let me see where we add action listener. Okay, scroll all the way down. Oh god, what did I do now? There we go. Highlight everything from here up until here. X. Then let me try to run it. If we don't have any error, meaning the error comes from this method. So it failed, meaning it's not this method. It should be this one. Don't really have to go back. Okay, take this one back, go back to this method. Now I'll just highlight everything from add action listener, and then now let me just okay, now let me just do the same thing for this method. Let's get this method, get it out the for loop. Right after exiting the loop, we want to call this method. Then now let's try to debug careless mistakes. And then what else do we have? I think we should also do the same thing for our combo box. So we have a radio button, we call it out, action performed for combo box, radio buttons. Let's do the same thing to them. Get their method. Where is the method? Where is the method? Where is the method? Oh, it can be here. Yeah, there we go. Right after exiting the loop, you want to call you. Okay, let me just go to the next line so that I can just copy, move this to here. Okay, now guys, we shouldn't have any error. We shouldn't have any error. Please don't give me errors. There we go. Now we don't have any error. So guys, what I was trying to explain here, let's go back to our action performed for J menu items. So here I said now if I is equals to 0 now, meaning we'll be clicking the first menu item, so which is gonna be under a files, and then it's called save. It's gonna return a value of 0. And again, if we click this one, it's gonna return a value of 1. If we go to tools now and we click calculate, it's gonna return the value of 2. If we go to tools again, we click the value of clear, it's gonna return the value of 0, 1, 2 is going to return the value of 3. So when we click the file save, what we want to do now, we want to get all the information and save it into a text file. And when we click exit, we simply want to exit the application. So again, let's use this if statement over here, and then I'm going to say, okay, let me just remove this. I feel like it's going to be too long if I do it like this. I'm going to paste it. Let me just recopy it, copy it, paste it again. Say else if I returns the value of 1, I want the system to exit. System dot exit add 0. And again guys, if this else if this I returns the value of 2, which should be calculate, I want to call a method. And again, else if this returns the value of 3, which is we clear. So what happens if you want to clear? Well, if we want to clear guys, what we will do is first thing first, we will get the button group. We want to clear the selected radio button. We don't want to select anything from radio buttons. We want to take the selected, so we want to get the selected we want to get the button group, and from the button group when I say this one dot wanna deselect button group 1 dot clear selection. There we go. We wanna clear the selection. And again, what we wanna do is we wanna get our our text fields, and again we want to clear. But for now guys, let's just test it and run the application and see if we can be able to clear selection from radio buttons. So if you go to tools, we clear. Yes, we are getting what we want. As for example, we clear. Now we just have to clear our text field. If we type anything and when we click clear, we should also clear our text fields. Okay, say clear and then system, say exit. Okay, now for now, again what I'll do is I'll just copy the loop for our text field. I should have called a method to do this for us, but then since I've used that method, I'll continue it. So there we go. So here we are just calling our text field a loop. I want this loop as well as this statement over here. Copy it, go to our if statement where we return the value of 3, where I will return the value of 3. I want to loop through of that, and then I want to remove this statement over here. Then I'll be having this one for in for I is gonna be if this one dot, yep, and then can we just remove this one again, of that, and I should have these, and then I say this dot set the text to nothing, just like that. So with this one, I say int I, we already have int I, so I will use int a because this for loop is inside a for loop, and this for loop is low, and this outer for loop it already uses the value of I. So with this one I'm going to use the value of a. So here I'll say I'm going to implement through a, and let's rerun the application. There we go. If we type anything and if we select anything, and when we click clear, everything should be removed. Do the same thing, say clear, and then we kiss that, we kill that, sorry, type, and we click clear. Now we clear. And guys, with this one we don't have to do anything because you have two options, so I don't think we should clear the values from this combo box. So with this one, even if we can leave it as it is, it's still fine. But for now, let's just exit. Okay, now guys, what happens when we click this calculate? So this calculate, I think it lies in index number 2. So when we click this calculate, what we wanna do, we wanna call the calculate method. So I'm gonna say calculate method, and again we just simply gonna take this thing, create the method called calculate. So when we create this method called calculate, what we wanna do now, let's clear this thing up. Go. Now if we click this calculate method, we obviously gonna need to display it using pane dot show message dialog. For parent component, I'll say it's gonna be null, first null, and then I wanna display the message over here. First thing first, I wanna display a name. They already gave us the report, which is gonna be investment report. Start with this text, it's called investment report. Then we go to the next line. Let's just leave 2 lines. Then I'll say plus, string concatenate that, go to the next line again, and after that what I want to display is customer name. Display the customer name, customer name. There we go. Then I'll display a customer name, and again now I'll display its original amount. Say plus. Obviously I'll have to go to the next line. After that, say /n. Let's go to the next line, and then let me just remove this one here, put it here. Simply want to say this one will be original amount, just like that, and then again I'll just simply display the plus sign, and I'll say go to the next line again, and I'll say now this time it's gonna be /n, and then now what else do I want to display? It's gonna be years invested, and I want to say years invested, and I want to display them over here. Okay guys, now since we have years invested, I have a years invested. Now before we display this, guys, let's go ahead and declare its variable over here, all the way up over here. This one's going to be integer, it's going to be private, it's going to be int years invested, years invested. So now I want to add initialize it to 0. And again guys, each and every time when we click the radio button, we want to assign a different value in here. So where we have action listener for our radio buttons, which is should be somewhere here, there we go. If I returns the value, is it this one for radio buttons? Radio buttons is action listener. Then yeah, for int I gonna be forwarded, and then we wanna get the text of the radio button. And then what I wanna do is I wanna take, okay, I wanna check if I it's equals to 0. If I is equals to 0, this one is going to be assigned a value of 5. And then else if I is equals to 1, which is going to be 10 years, so I'm going to assign a value of 10 here over here. And again, the lastly, else if I returns the value of 2, which is 15. Here we're gonna assign a value of 15, just like that. Or what you can simply do, you can just simply take this and convert it into a integer. So guys, it's either you can do this, or what you can simply do is you can say now you can simply say, okay, let me just remove this. You can do this, or you can just simply say these years invested is equals to invested period, but we want this passed into an integer. When I say integer dot, when I pass the int, now this gonna be invested period. There we go, we already have it, we don't need it. So but then this invested period dot, I wanna remove all. First thing first, if we have years, okay, now let me check the names of our, I want the names of our years. Okay, is I wanna remove all the spaces with this text years. Oh god, Control Z. What did I do? I wanted to copy this. I wanna remove all the spaces with this text years from this value. There where we have radio buttons, where is it? There we go. I'm gonna scroll to the left. There we go. I wanna remove all the spaces along with this text years, which simply nothing. We're just gonna replace that, and then we're gonna leave the first value, which is gonna be a 5. And then again we're gonna cast this into a integer. And again with this one, guys, you can use this, or what you can do is you can only get the first index of the text. So you can say this immediate period dot, we want the index of the very first letter, which is 0, and we wanna take this converted into a string, and a string concatenate this into a string. just like that. So even this one, guys, it will still give us something. So but then what I want to do now is, okay, now let's just leave it here, and then let's see something. So invested, years invested, I want to display it over here. Let's needed. Okay guys, let's test this application. Let's see if this variable returns or contains the number we want. So for now, let's say I want to say 10 years, so meaning this variable, it should return a value of 10. So again here, even if I can just input anything, and I'll say calculate, it give us -1, so it give us a value that we don't want. So what I'll simply do is, this is taking forever now. Okay, what I'll simply do is I want to roll back and then leave it to a part where we remove all the spaces with this text. Again, what I'll do is I'll just simply display the years invested. Copy that and go to our calculate method and paste it. Now let's run it. Years invested. Now if I click 5 years, and then I'll have something in here, and I'll say calculate, it gives us the 5. Say okay, I wanna click 10, and then I'm gonna say calculate, it gives us 10 years. So now I think this method, now it works much better, where we replace all the spaces with the text years, then we're just gonna leave the first value. And now what I want to do is I want to get these fields from text fields before I calculate the total. So for us to do that, what I'll do is I'll say now from these text field array, let me just get it from here, copy this. Oh, I already have, no, let me just get it from here. I want these text field casted to a text field for the first one, and plus I need that, and this time I just want the very first one. I'll say 0, and I want to do the same thing here. I want to paste it, plus sign, and here I'll say the original amount, which is going to be the value of at 1. So again, with this one, if I can run it, I should be able to have, let's say I have Jeff, then Jeff is just invested, let's say 67,000. There we go, for 10 years, and say calculate. We should be able to get dot text. Oh god, dot text, sorry, this is too long. Dot text, sorry. Okay, now what I can do is to simplify things. Let me say, I'll say now I'll have a local variable called string. Now here I want to have a client name, it's going to be equals to this, cut it from here, Control X, copy it, dot text. I want to get the text, dot get text, like that, and then I'll display the client name, copy it and paste it, and again I'm going to cut this one, cut it, and I want to come over here and say now this one is a local variable, but then it's gonna be a double, so it's gonna be original amount. It's gonna be equals to, now it's gonna be double. I'm gonna pass this into the double dot pass double. Now its string is gonna be this one. I wanna get the text, this dot get, no, I'm just missing a closing bracket over here. Yep, this dot get the text, and I wanna end the statement just like that. And again, I want to take this original amount, copy it from here and display it just like that. Now let's run the application and see if we have what we want. There we go. And I'm gonna have Jeff, then the amount, let's say it's 12,000, It's gonna be 12, 1, 2, 3. Then we're gonna be aggressive. Then say 5 years, and let's say we say tools we calculate. Now we say we have Jeff, and the amount is gonna be 12,000. The years invested is gonna be 5, and now what we want is a total. Now we left with the total final amount. So here I'm gonna have the method for final amount, and so now with this one I'll say plus, and then I'll say string coordinated for n to print this to the next line. Then I'll do is so then I can take this to the next line. Then now here I'll display a final amount. I'll say it's gonna be final amount. Then I'll just simply display the final amount. So I'll say plus. Then here I just want to display the final amount, like that. So let's go ahead and declare this variable, this local variable for final amount. So this local variable is gonna be, let me just declare it here, is gonna be a double. There's gonna be a final amount is gonna be equals to. Now guys, the formula for compound interest is gonna be let me say it's P, then gonna be 1 plus R, which is the rate of investment, into a power of T, which is a time of investment here. So let's try to substitute this formula with our values. So yes, I have years invested, years of investment. Here it was supposed to be years of investment, so I'm gonna replace this T with the time. Then here for R, I think we already have a rate of investment, and then only if I use the correct spelling, but then I think I've used the wrong spelling. So let me just go ahead and copy this rate of investment. I've declared somewhere here. There we go. And then now when we get to this part, I'll say now this rate of investment is gonna be, where is my R? I'm gonna use it as my R, rate of investment. Then where P, it's a borrowed amount, so it's gonna be original amount. Then we must substitute a P for it. I'm gonna say this, gonna multiply that. There we go. Now this, our formula should look like this. But then guys, in our Java, this formula over here, this method, it won't work. So what we want to do is we can use these years of investment as a power of whatever we have here, because now this sign, it doesn't give us a power of years invested. So what I'll do is I'll say now in this bracket, let me just change this formula a bit. So now in this bracket I'll say math dot, I want the power of what? I'll have the bracket, a power of 1 plus rate of investment. So here I'm gonna have that rate of investment. So say it's gonna be rate of investment, then it's gonna be rate of investment 1 plus rate of investment into the power of what? Of years of investment, like that. So again, let's go ahead and copy this rate of investment, because I think I have spelling error somewhere here. Rate of investment, it's fine, I'll take it as it is. Then I'll say here is gonna be 1 plus rate of investment into a power of years of investment. Just like that. Now this is our formula. So now let's try to run this and see if we're gonna have our final amount. Then I say I have this. Oh, come on, type it over here. 10.5, 1, 2, 3. When I have aggressive over 10 years, so 15. And then when we run it, calculate, it gives us 5,000. Okay, now this is not what we want. Now let's double check if everything is correct. Rate of investment. Oh, rate of investment, when we perform this calculation over here, is gonna give us a value of 0,0. So why can't we just say here is gonna be 0,1, and then which is gonna be 10 divided by 15, sorry, 10 divided by 100. So even this one, 10 divided by 100 is going to give me the value of 0.15. So guys, let's just say go to calculator to prove this in case if I'm correct. So we said 10 divide this value by 100, it's going to give us the value of 0.1. So what if we say sorry, I want 15 divide this value by 100, and I have 0.01. So this is why I have 0.1 and 0.15. So again guys, here I want to say else if this comma box dot I is returning the 0 of 1. So meaning if we click the second, if we select the second a value from our combo box. So now let's rerun the application and see if we're gonna have what we want. So I'm gonna have Jeff Jones. Then for Jeff Jones, he borrows 5,000. Then he chooses the aggressive for 15 years. Then let's say you want to calculate. Now yes, we do have what we want. The answer I think is correct, but then now just look at the number, it's too big. So we only want 2 digits after a comma. So let's go ahead and convert these. Let's go to our calculate method. So for final, when I say now we want to format this using a decimal format. Now this decimal format, it should be an object. I'm going to say new decimal format dot format. I want to format this dot format. Before we do that, let's just add the imports for decimal format. Then where is it? It's where now we can say decimal format dot I want to format this final amount. Replace these with a final amount like that. So if we rerun the application for last time, now we should have everything working. So now let's say we have Jeff Jones, and let's say he borrows 5,000. Then he chooses aggressive for 15 years. Say tools, we want to calculate that. Now we have okay, now we have to set the format of this. So the format of our decimal format, I went 2 digits, and then after a comma I only want 2 digits. Oh god, how can I forget this? How did I forget that? Stop this from running. Then let's rerun the program. Rerun the program. So again, when I say Jeff Jones, amount gonna be 5, 1, 2, 3, and then let's say we just go ahead and choose aggressive for 15 years. When I say 2, let's calculate. Now our price is 100% correct. We can even double check from our question. It's gonna be 40,685,31. It's gonna be 40,685,31. This is what we want. And then now yes, we do have everything working. We can even clear, and again what I want, we can exit. Now we want to save this information to a text file. So what we can do now, we can just simply have another array list that will take this information and store it, so that when we call or when we fire the method that save to a text file, we just simply call the array list and take that information from that array list and save it to a text file. So here I'll say it's going to be an array list to save the information to a text file. So when I say let it be private, and I'm let it gonna be static. No, it doesn't have to be static. So I'll let it be a private. It's gonna be an array list. Now this was gonna hold string values. Then now when I say data to file, then I want to initialize it over here. I say array list, you're gonna store string values, and then brackets, semicolon. Then I'll say with this one, immediately when we click the save button, so let's go to our action listeners for menu items. We say menu items action listener, which is gonna be this one. Yes, so with this one, when we is this a combo box? Number of text fields. and then we have menu items listeners. Okay, when we call this method, it should be somewhere here. There we go. When we call this method, guys, when we click the first menu item, which is save, what we wanna do is we're gonna call a method that will save. Let me say it's called write to file. There we go. Now what I'll do, I'll just simply create this method, and again in that method what I want to do is I'll need the name of the user, and I'll need the amount, I'll need the final amount. So what I'll do is I'll just simply copy these ones already because I already have them. Now I'll leave a comment and say this method saves the information to text file, just like that, and then I'll say inside this to write to file. And why am I having this thing over here? When we call it write to file, okay, it's inside. Okay, cool, no problem. Okay, now when we call this method write to file, what I want to do is I'll just simply remove everything from here, and I'll paste my information. So now here I'm gonna have the name of the user, so I can just simply take it straight and add it to my array list. So I'll just add this to my array list, but then now I have to tell this to say array list dot add, and the name of our array list is gonna be data to file. There we go. Copy this, scroll down here, I'll say take this name, add it to data to file. Same applies to this one. Say Control V dot to dot add, sorry. Okay, and then now I need brackets, but then what I'll do, I'll use these ones. That's for double, convert double, I don't need them. And again I'll use the same thing. I'll copy this, add the final amount, which is gonna be the original amount and stuff like that. Okay, now for this final amount, let me just say this dot add final amount. Gonna and close this with closing bracket. Okay, now from our output we need to save a name, original amount, and then we need to save again a years of investment. So let's go back to our code. Yes, we do have original amount, and here we need a years of investment. So what I'll do here, guys, from what I have here, I'm just gonna copy everything because I have a data. There we go. Now I have a years of investment copied. Rate of investment, do I need it? Nope. The investment period, okay, let me just take the investment period so that I can have years. So take this, I'm gonna copy it over here, then I'll have the years of the time of investment. Then again what I want to do is the final amount. So for final amount I'll do the same thing, but then now with this final amount I think I should just take this, I'm gonna copy it, I'm gonna declare it as a global variable because I need its value. So I'm gonna declare it as a global variable so that I can be able to use it in other methods. So copy this final amount, and then I can say now I can add it into my array list, just like that. I'm gonna say this final amount, now it's in double, then I'll just have to take it to an integer. Okay, now let me say here, before I add this information, what I'll do, I'll just simply write a text and say okay, customer name, okay, then I'll say this one is borrowed amount, then plus years of investment, just like that. And then with this one, okay, I'm just leave that. Then with this one, I'll say let me just space things up a bit. Then the last one, I'll say the final amount. And why do I have it here? Because I want it outside. No, come on. Okay, that's it. And I'll display that. I'll say it's gonna be final amount. There we go. Now I want to take this information from our array list and I want to write it to file. So what I'll do is I'll just simply say try, sorry, and then I want to catch, in case if we have any exception. Ayo. Here we go. And then I'll say now what I want to do is I want to write this to a file, say files dot, I want to write this information. I want to take everything from this thingy, from this array list. Now here I'll say I want a path, so I'll say path dot, I want to get the URL, the path of the file. So what I want to do here, I want to create a file in resources in src, then I'm gonna create a folder called files. Then inside that folder called files, I want to create a text file called a report. Let me say it's called investment report. Investment report. Capital R. The extension for text file is .txt. And now we do call this method and we write everything that it's in our array list. So now let's go to our project. Let's go to under resource packages. We create a new folder called files, this one. So it's gonna be files, finish. This is the folder. Now guys, we should create this text file called investment report. So but then if we can just simply run the application and see if we can be able to get the text file, or we should create it ourselves. So let me say this is Jeff Jones, then let's say I borrow 5,000, and then it's aggressive. Then I'll say for 15 years, and I'll say file, I want to save the file. Then I'll go to my projects and check under files. I do the investment report text file. If I open it, I have the information I want. But then now before we get these amount, we have to calculate first. So before we get that amount, let's just simply calculate, call the calculate method, so that it can calculate this amount for us. Because when we run this application without calculating, it just simply give us the 00, adding the info, say the adding customer info to array list. So now guys, let's rerun the application. Let's say for example now we're just gonna run this application without clicking the calculate button. Let's say this time I want to add Julian Smith, then the amount, let's say it's 10,000, then aggressive for only 10 years, then we say file, we say save. You see it calculates, and after that we say okay. Now let's check our text file this time. Now we have what? We have Julian Smith. Now we have the calculated amount. Now guys, I can say everything is working, and I think I should just stop this video here because it's gonna be too long. So yep, I can say that's it for this video. So I hope you learn a lot. So feel free to leave a comment guys if you have any questions, but for now, cheers.